The following is a selection of personal logs that took place between Hymavina Transmission 9 and Hymavina Transmission 10. Many of the logs were corrupted and unable to be recovered. As far as we know, these transmissions never made it off of Vela. Our team has deciphered what we could and translated them for this release. Jisto's Journey. Cycle 1. Dear Father, I'm sorry to have to leave you with the tensions the way they are right now, but as you know, I just don't feel comfortable here anymore. I have decided to book passage on a skiff headed for CNR. Being at the lab reminds me too much of the work that I have done there for both the satellite program and the time that I spent with her. I hope you will understand. I will write to you often and let you know that I am okay, but for now, I need this for myself. Your son, Jisto. Cycle 28. Dear friend Iria, I probably won't be sending this to you at all, but I needed a way to keep my thoughts from swimming away, and talking to you always seemed to help me focus. I have decided to leave La'ar. The pain of being there was too great for far too many reasons. I am sure you know what I mean by this. I have decided to travel via skiff to Sonoth and the city of CNR. It's where I was brought forth. They are a growing city there, and the ruling sect of the area is the La'ar Masur sect. The time it will take to complete this journey will allow me to take a look at my life and my decisions. I wish that we could still talk. I would love to hear a story about Futbolta or Luna right now. The skiff that I have booked passage on is a seaweed trawler, and thankfully it wasn't terribly expensive, as long as I'm willing to chip in. I have done various jobs from fixing radio equipment to bringing in the latest batch of seaweed. The work is hard, but it keeps my mind off other things. I hope that while I'm traveling, the council can work through their differences, and that we may be able to talk again, but at this point I'm just not sure. Your friend, Jisto. Cycle 62. Dear Father, do you remember how I always used to dream of traveling by any means? I humbly retract that statement. After the first annual, I have discovered that I really don't like being on a skiff above water. With the constant movement of the waves and the rocking and the... Well, that's the second time I have been sick today. Aside from this, the voyage is going well. I miss you a lot and hope that we should make landfall soon. Please tell my friends at the radio labs that I send them my best. Your son, Jisto. Cycle 74. Dear friend Iria, I sometimes ask myself why I continue to write these, knowing that they may never be seen by anyone. Then I realize that I'm mostly writing them to myself, and I have only myself to argue with. I have landed on the coast of Sonoth. I never thought I would be back here. Of course, I don't remember anything of my time here before, so I guess it's a new visit for me, right? The voyage across the sea was eventful. Between doing odd jobs around the skiff and spending time with some of the other passengers, and losing most of what I ate along the way, I would still consider the time well spent. I even got to learn how to cook a decent seaweed souffle. I will be sure to send the recipe when I get the chance. I am sure you can find some sort of substitute on Hymavina if you don't have seaweed. Sadly, the journey is not quite over yet. The next leg is to take a land skiff to Folinar, where I may have to find work for a bit to get enough money to take a rail skiff to CNR. From there, I will see if I can get work at the CNR radio telescope. It's not as big and fancy as the La'ar one, but it works, and I know that they need help with it. I hope you got the messages I've been sending. I need you to know that I'm okay, and that I'm on my way home. My access has been very limited since I have been at sea, and there are only a few towers here and there in Sonoth, but it has been enough to send a small message to be transmitted to you, back to my friends at the lab in La'ar. They weren't able to send a full message, just a few words, but they said that they would help wherever they could. Please tell everyone there that I'm okay and that I hope to talk again soon. Your friend, Jisto. Cycle 83.
Dear Jisto, I hope the waves are guiding you. Your father wanted to send this, but he's been in meetings for the past few cycles and very distracted. You would be very proud of him. The way he has stood up to the council and fought with them to bring back transmissions from Vela has been incredible. He's also kept all of us up to date with your adventures. Did you really sail with the full school of Seki trailing behind you? It sounds amazing. I know that your father wishes you were still here. Most of us at the labs do as well. But your tales give us hope and put our minds at ease. I will pass along your latest well wishes to Dezun, and I am sure he will write back to you soon. Please take care of yourself. Amai.
Cycle 92. Dear Amai, thank you for taking care of Father while I'm away. Knowing you are there to help him has eased my worrying immensely. Signal is weak here, so I can't send much. Please give him my love. Jisto. Cycle 126. Dear Amai, whoever installed these towers in Sonoth needs to have their nose flaps torn off and shoved up their... This word was untranslatable. The clarity is garbage, and the interns in my first Rotat Junior School could do a better job at running the cables. Your last few messages have been a great help in reconfiguring some of the ancient artifacts they call radio towers here. I had almost forgotten about recalibrating the induction lines. It's just been so long since working on anything this old. I really appreciate all the help that you've been able to give. Your friend, Jisto. Cycle 150. Dearest friend Iria, yet another message to the depths. I have arrived in CNR. I guess I had gotten too used to the clean lines and buildings of La'ar. CNR is nice, but it's not as well maintained as La'ar was. I guess I just miss my home in my residential building. I even miss my clunky old transmitter. All I have here is my personal terminal, and I'm able to tap into the towers here to send messages locally. I have applied to the CNR radio lab, and I'm still waiting for a response. In the meantime, I've been trying to make do with odd repair jobs around here. It's enough for me to rent a room just outside of town. There are transit streams to get around, but they aren't the cleanest. Maybe I should apply to help with the cleaning standards committee. I feel like I need to wash each time I get out of one of these streams. I bet I smell as bad as one of your ice lions. Father tells me that he has been making headway with the council, but that it's been getting mired by the arguments between the sects. I'm just so glad to be away from all of the noise there and to focus on the things that actually matter, making life better for Vela and for myself. If I get the chance, I will try to send word that I have arrived here. Please take care of yourself. Jisto. Cycle 180. Dear Amai, hopefully this message finds you well. It should, since I practically had to rework all of the transmission protocols at the CNR lab. You are the first person to hear the boosted signal from here. Hopefully that will bring a smile to your face. Please tell Father that all is well and that I have secured work here and will be sending something to him soon. Have you heard anything from Himavina yet? I just know that we will soon. I have faith in the area. Your friend, Jisto. You have been listening to a bonus episode of Binary Saga, Jisto's Journey. Jisto was read by Steve Petrocelli. Amai was read by Sarah Boyle. Music by Eric Matias and soundimage.org. To find out more, please visit binarysaga.com.